Hey, greetings folks. Guru Mayor here, bringing you 20 minutes of peace, a little information and a practice to help you in your day and on your way in your life. So here we go. The idea today I want to share is that it's a really important ability to be able to feel feelings and emotions, and at the same time be aware that you're feeling them. For instance, knowing what you're feeling, to be able to name it. So let me say a little more about that. This ability is lost in psychopathology. It's lost in as a result of trauma. It's lost under high stress. And it's been shown in a lot of studies that the ability to simultaneously feel and be aware that I'm feeling is really important to being able to control what you're feeling, to be able to handle it, manage it. Okay? And you can look on the internet and Google some information about this. There's some brain studies about how that ability is lost, but we're here today because it can be practiced and it can be regained. What is that? Again, the ability to know what I'm feeling, even in real time. And in my work, we start by reviewing it later. So this is all leading up to a practice we'll do today for 11 minutes, and that will give you the skill building practice to be able to do this. Okay? So I teach this regularly, and Kundalini Yoga, these breathing practices help because they can help us be both cognitive and emotional at the same time. This breathing that we'll do today will help. So please buckle up, sit down, get calm, and let's practice for 11 plus a couple of minutes at the end, and we'll get in and out of here in less than 20 minutes, okay? So I'm going to review it if you're just tuning in, that we're going to practice this very important ability to know what I'm feeling at the same time I'm feeling it. And let me say that one way to develop that ability is to review an emotional upset after it's happened. So in your regular practice, have a regular practice that once a day, morning, evening, when it happens, sit and review an emotional experience. When you get angry or afraid, upset in some way, if you can just calmly review it, then that gives you the ability because when you remember an emotional event, an upsetting event, you feel it again, right? Because your emotional brain doesn't know time and space. So you'll feel it again, but you'll be in a calm, clear state to be able to observe it. And that's exactly the practice. And in time, you'll be able to do that in the moment of being upset. So we start by reviewing, and then we build the skill that, oh, I'm really angry right now. If you are angry, depressed, feeling guilty, and you know that that's what's happening, do you see how that opens a door of managing it, of dealing with it and overcoming it eventually? All right? So now, here's the practice. It's a little bit involved, but I put the instructions here so you can read it. We'll start by hands in this position, palms facing up, and we're going to simply raise the shoulders so the hand will come with it, right? So practice that first, and you don't want to lean over, just make the shoulder do the work. Okay, so it's going to go like this, but there's a breathing pattern with it, and that is we'll start with inhaling and exhaling through the left nostril without closing it, right? So you may not think you're able to do this, but you've got to focus and imagine. As my right arm goes up, I'm inhaling through the left nostril. As it goes back down, I'm exhaling through the left nostril. So it'll look like this. And all of my focus is I'm on that nostril. Then we switch. So when the left arm goes up, I'm inhaling through the right, and I'm exhaling through the right. And it'll be at about a 1 second repetition. So it'll be, now I'm just pointing to where my focus is. I'm not actually going to be doing this, but so I go. So it's switching. Not that fast, about 1 second. And I'm focusing on the opposite nostril. Now, we know that the nostrils affect your brain hemisphere dominance, but it's going to be mostly that you're going to have to really focus. So I'm not going to talk much. If you get confused about how to do this, the instructions are here. Yes, I do. I am a yoga therapist, so I do that's my business. I'm a yoga therapist. But this is called self-therapy, right? We're doing self-therapy. So does everybody get this? I'm going to look like this. A little slower. And I'm focusing as if I'm breathing through the opposite nostril of my hand. Then I'm going to tell you this now. We're going to keep that same breathing going and twiddle the thumbs like this. 1 cycle. But let's get started, all right? Enough explanation. 5 minutes here, so ready? I'm not going to talk because if you're going to do this, you've got to really focus. So here we go. This should be about a 1 second inhale, exhale. So if you've got a clock ticking, you can follow it. Don't rush it. So I'm going to explain one more time. It looks very simple, but when my right hand goes up and down, I'm totally focusing that I'm breathing in and out through the left nostril only. And then I switch it. So you've really got to focus back and forth, back and forth. This is going to take your monkey mind, your business mind, and give it a job to do. All right? So that's the last time I'll speak for the next 5 minutes. Let's do it. Join me now. 4 minutes. If you get confused about what we're doing here, the instructions are written here. Join in. My elbows are rubbing my ribs, okay? So it's held in tight, not out here. We've got 3 minutes to go. Okay, if you're still confused, just jump in right now and finish with me. My concentration, all my concentration is on my two sides of my nose, my nostrils, left, right, with the breath, opposite arms. Last minute now, people. Come on. Let's go. Keep your focus steady. I find that I cannot think of something else and focus breath to breath, nose to nose. So that's very useful to get you. That is meditation when your mind is focused on the task you give it. Okay, you got that? All right, so inhale now. Don't mind the phone ringing, just hold the breath. There we go. All right, let it go. Now, second part, interlace the fingers, and you can twirl your fingers like this so they don't touch your hand or each other. Slowly, 1 second per twirl. And put that just a few inches over your head. Now, each cycle of the thumbs is the same breath. In, out, in, out, in, out. So my thumbs are going in, out. My breath is going in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. And first in, out is on the left, second is on the right. So begin.
This is a psychosomatic therapy where you're having to command the body to do very specific things and stay present, stay focused. So I'll repeat it one more time.
That each cycle of the thumbs is an in-out, is coordinated with the in-out breath. But I'm alternating, so I'm focusing, I'm breathing through the left nostril, right nostril, left nostril, right nostril.
Got that? And this is for a total of 6 minutes. We're a good minute into it. Just play with me. And let's see if this gives you, this 20-minute class, start to end, brings you some peace. But we're working on a very specific skill as well, that my mind is capable of remaining cognizant and present when I'm in an emotional state. That's the big payoff here. I'm going to be quiet so you can focus. Keep going. Left nostril, right nostril, left nostril. In, out, out. It is possible to actually gain the skill to breathe through one nostril at a time. And you may or may not be doing that, but you're imagining, you're pretending, you're focusing as if I'm only breathing through my left, through my right, through my left. That makes you focus. Stay with me, folks. 3 more minutes. Do the practice. This is not a spectator sport. Don't be sitting there watching me look silly, right? You got to get in from the inside, experience this from your own inner awareness, and then reap the benefits. Here we go. 2.5 minutes. The hands are just about 4 inches above the head. Your arms may be getting tired, mine are. Your thumbs may be getting clumsy, mine are. But we just pushed through, last minute here. You can be both gentle with yourself, but also encouraging yourself to keep going. Obviously, if you're in pain or distress, you can just stop and rest. That's cool. But we will stop and rest here in about a minute. Now, if you are getting uncomfortable and distressed, it's a perfect time to practice the skill that I'm advocating today, and that is, I don't feel good, I don't like how I'm feeling, I'm upset, I'm mad, I'm anxious. Oh, I'm mad, I'm anxious. My conscious mind is acknowledging the state that I'm in. That's a very important piece of self-awareness, self-control, self-regulation. Yeah, I don't like how I'm feeling. I don't like what's happening. Oh, that's where I'm at right now. Do you understand? That's the whole point of today's lesson, other than bringing you to peace. All right, we're finishing now. Part 3. Stretch your arms up
and out like this. I'm going to go off screen here, but my palms are facing the ceiling and I'm going straight up. Okay? Stretch now. Inhale, hold and stretch.
Exhale, soften slightly.
Again, stretch up with the palms straight flat with the ceiling. And stretch. Exalt. Crossing the finish line. I made it. I did it. The marathon is over. Victory. Exhale, relax, and we'll do it one more time. Stretch. Win the day. Nice. Now relax. Keep your eyes closed. Be still. And enjoy what you've created. Self-aware, self-induced, clarity and peace. Be there. I hope you feel good, and I hope you see what you can do in 11 minutes to create your own state of peace. So you can review this video and practice with me. these things build up over time, the benefits. So if you can do this 11 minutes a day. And I want to finish with the explanation of what I started here, if you can review that part, that it's a really important ability to be able to feel something, and when you're in the midst of an upset, an emotional reaction, that you also are aware of the state you're in. It's okay at first, you can't change it. It's like, I'm all upset and I can't stop. Okay, fine. But at least that's a step forward. In real time, I realize I'm upset. So there's steps beyond that to be able to self-regulate, but that's where we start. So thank you for practicing and working on your own mental, emotional health. Now, I'd like to answer some of the comments here. Yes, I am a yoga therapist, and I do sessions. You can see me at sensesofthesoul.com. Somebody's getting vaccinated, like to join. Yeah, just contact me. I'm at sensesofthesoul.com. Guru Mayor at sensesofthesoul.com. You're welcome. You're welcome. The name of this meditation is to know and experience the unknown. To know and experience the unknown. And I'll type in here where to find it. But that'll be after I sign off from the live. Well, let me mention it here. There's a great book called Prana, Prani, Pranayam with just dozens and dozens of breath practices. And this one's called To Know and Experience the Unknown. And I chose it here because of the two functions we need. I want to be emotional and cognitive. My intellect, my emotional mind is working and my intellectual mind is working at the same time. So we did this alternate breathing, back and forth, not just one. I'm emotional and I can't think clearly, but I can be emotional and be aware. So let me just type in here. Did I type that right? Sensesofthesoul.com. All right, guys. Great to see you and nice to be with you. And I'm here every week. And you can see these /3HO Foundation /live. And you can see the archives of all the great classes and teachers that are compiling lives every week for you. So at that, I will sign off and I will mention my 10-month course that's starting next week. It's called Emotional Liberation. And you can see all that at emotional-liberation.com. Spend a year studying with me and master your emotions. That's what I do. Okay, thank you. God bless. Take care.